Sai Ram children. So we are back again today with our English class and we are going to continue with our new voices. Chapter 5, The Curious Baby Elephant. Today we are going to do the last part 4 of the chapter, The Curious Baby Elephant. Yes, so you all remember children, till now what have we seen? We saw that the baby elephant was very curious. He used to ask questions to everyone. He used to see around him and he used to get beatings also sometimes when they used to get fed up of him. And finally, he had a very strange question. And what was that question? Yes, what do crocodiles have for dinner? Then he met a bird, the Kolo Kolo bird. That bird told him to go to the Limpopo river to get an answer to his question. So he started off, he went to the Limpopo river and what did he carry with him? Yes, he carried loads of bananas, sugarcane and melons because he would feel hungry on the way, right? So he carried everything and after 1 week of walking, trudging and budging, he reached the Limpopo river and there he met the crocodile and he was so excited. He asked the crocodile, "What do you have for dinner?" And what did the crocodile do? Yes, the crocodile caught hold of his nose and told him that today I will start having the dinner with you. That means the crocodile was going to kill the baby elephant and eat him up. Now the elephant also knew that he was in trouble. So what did they do now? They both started pulling in the opposite direction. The baby elephant tried to pull himself out and save himself from the crocodile, whereas the crocodile tried to pull the baby elephant into the water. And finally, pulling and pulling, the elephant's nose started stretching. It started stretching and stretching. And finally, the crocodile let the elephant. And what did the elephant see? He saw that his nose had grown so long that he could not see the end of his nose. And so he wrapped his nose in cool banana leaves and he waited for his nose to shrink. That means he waited for his nose to become small. Now, does the elephant's nose become small? What does the elephant do now? We are going to see that in part 4 of our chapter. Okay, so are you all ready? Yes, shall we start? Okay. He waited and waited, but nothing happened. He could still swish it all around. At the end of the 3rd day, a fly came and stung him on the shoulder. Yes, the baby elephant had wrapped his trunk in cool banana leaves and he waited for it to shrink, for it to become small. So he waited and waited, but nothing happened. He could still swish it all around. That means he could move it all around. And at the end of the 3rd day, that means he was waiting for 3 days. So at the end of the 3rd day, what happened? A fly came and stung him on the shoulder. Okay, so let us read this again. He waited and waited, but nothing happened. He could still swish it all around. At the end of the 3rd day, a fly came and stung him on the shoulder. What do we do when a fly or a mosquito bites us? We immediately shoo it away, right? So let's see what the elephant did. And before he knew what he was doing, he lifted up his trunk and hit that fly dead with the end of it. He said to himself, This means to be, this seems to be a useful thing. Okay, so when the fly stung him, before he realized what he was doing, he lifted his trunk and hit that fly dead. That means he hit so hard the fly died. And then he thinks to himself, then he thought, okay, this is not as bad. Having a long trunk can be useful. Okay, so let us read this again. And before he knew what he was doing, he lifted up his trunk and hit that fly dead with the end of it. He said to himself, this means to be a useful thing. He felt better now and hungry too. He put out his long nose and plucked a large bundle of grass, dusted it clean against his forelegs, and stuffed it into his mouth. Now he felt better. Earlier he was feeling bad that his trunk had become so long. His nose had become so long. And now he felt better because he was able to use his nose to kill the fly, and now he was hungry. So what did he do? He put out his long nose, plucked a large bundle of grass and dusted it clean against his forelegs. Yes, in front, the front legs, he dusted it clean against his front legs and then he stuffed it into his mouth. He felt better now and hungry too. He put up his long nose and plucked a large bundle of grass, dusted it clean against his forelegs and stuffed it into his mouth. He found that he could easily pluck the fruit of the tree instead of waiting for it to fall. He was happy that his new nose was turning out to be quite useful. Yes, earlier when he was hungry, he had to wait for the fruits to fall from the tree and then he used to pick them up and eat them. But now, since he had a very long nose, he could easily pluck the fruit of the tree. He didn't have to wait for the fruit to fall. So he was very happy that his nose, his new nose, was turning out to be quite useful. Yes, he found that he could easily pluck the fruit of the tree instead of waiting for it to fall. He was happy that his new nose was turning out to be quite useful. He went back to his family and had a jolly time spanking his brothers and sisters with his new trunk. He went back. He was happy now that his nose, long new nose, was very useful. So he went back to his family and he has a jolly time spanking his brothers and sisters. Spanking means beating lightly with his new trunk. He started troubling his brothers and sisters. He was having fun with a new trunk. He was giving them a pat here and a pat there. So he went back to his family and had a jolly time spanking his brothers and sisters with his new trunk. When the other elephants could bear it no longer, they all went to the crocodile to get new noses just like his. When all the other elephants started getting irritated that he was spanking them with his long nose. So what they did? They all went to the crocodile to get new noses just like his. So when the other elephants could bear it no longer, they all went to the crocodile to get new noses just like his. So thanks to the very curious elephant's child, all the elephants today have long trunk. So the writer over here is telling, so it is because of this curious baby elephant that all the elephants today have long trunks. Okay children, did you all understand? Did you all enjoy the story? Yes? Now let's have a quick recap. We will read the entire lesson right from the beginning. Okay? So pay attention. Look at the screen. Yes, and look, hear me out. We are going to learn. We are going to read the full lesson right from the beginning. Okay? Chapter 5, The Curious Baby Elephant. There was a time when the elephant's nose was no bigger than a boot. He could move it from side to side. But an elephant's child changed all that. A very curious baby elephant. He was such a curious fellow that he always asked many questions. He would ask questions about anything that he saw or heard or felt or smelt or touched. He asked the ostrich why her tail feathers grew just so. He asked the giraffe what made his skin spotty. He asked the hippo why his eyes were red, and the baboon why melons tasted as they did. His parents and all his uncles and aunts would spank him when he wouldn't stop asking questions. What does a crocodile have for dinner? He asked one day. Shh, said all the animals, but he would not stay quiet. He kept on asking everybody he met. One day he met the Kolo Kolo bird. She told him where he could find an answer. Go to the grey, green, greasy river, she said. You will find your answer there. So off he went carrying a load of bananas and sugarcane and melons. He would be hungry on the way, you see. So after a week of trudging and budging, he reached where he had to reach. At the edge of the river, he stepped onto what he thought was a log of wood. It winked one eye. Excuse me, but have you seen a crocodile in these parts? Asked the elephant's child politely. The creature winked the other eye and half lifted his tail out of the mud. I am the crocodile, he said. The elephant's child grew excited and kneeled down. I have been looking for you all these days, he said. Will you please tell me what you have for dinner? Splat went the crocodile's tail back into the oozy mud. Come nearer, little one, come nearer, and I will whisper, said the crocodile. The elephant's child put his head down close to the crocodile's musky, tusky mouth, and the crocodile caught him by his little nose. I think, said the crocodile, and he said it between his teeth like this. I think today I will begin with you, elephant's child. The elephant's child knew he was in a big trouble. He sat back on his haunches and he pulled and pulled. The crocodile splashed in the water and pulled and pulled. Both of them pulled and pulled, and the elephant's nose kept stretching and stretching. At last, the crocodile let go. Phut fell the elephant right on his big, broad back. He looked at his nose. He could not see where it ended. It was long, so long, he swished around, but it hurt him awfully. So he wrapped the nose in cool banana leaves and waited for it to shrink. He waited and waited, but nothing happened. He could still swish it all around. At the end of the third day, a fly came and stung him on the shoulder. And before he knew what he was doing, he lifted up his trunk and hit that fly dead with the end of it. He said to himself, this seems to be a useful thing. He felt better now and hungry too. He put out his long nose and plucked a large bundle of grass, dusted it clean against his forelegs, and stuffed it into his mouth. He found that he could easily pluck the fruit of the tree instead of waiting for it to fall. He was happy that his new nose was turning out to be quite useful. He went back to his family and had a jolly time spanking his brothers and sisters with his new trunk. When the other elephants could bear it no longer, they all went to the crocodile to get new noses just like his. So thanks to the very curious elephant's child, all the elephants today have long trunks. Okay children, that's the end of the lesson. So you all understood this? Did you all enjoy the story? Yes, it was interesting, correct? Okay children, now let us do some exercises. Yes, we will write the opposites of the words coming in the lesson. These are some words that come in the lesson and we will write the opposites of these words. Yes, we have learned what is opposites. Yes, opposites are different words, different of what is given, entirely different. Yes, so the first one is bigger. The first one is bigger. So what will be the opposite of bigger? Opposite of big is small. Opposite of big is small. But I have written bigger here, so I will write opposite as smaller. So opposite of bigger is smaller. Yes. Second is question. What is the opposite of questions? Correct. Opposite of questions is answers. Opposite of questions is answers. What is the opposite of right? Wrong. Right, wrong. Opposite of right is wrong. Opposite of dead. Opposite of dead. Right, in the lesson we saw the elephant hit the fly dead. So what will be the opposite of dead? Alive. A-L-I-V-E, alive. A-L-I-V-E, alive. Okay. Next, large. L-A-R-G-E, large. So what will be the opposite of large? S-M-A-L-L, small. S-M-A-L-L, small. Yes, children, understood? Okay, now let's move to the next. Answer the following. Yes, let us see. What stung the elephant on the third day? Yes, what stung the elephant on the third day? Let's see the answer. A fly stung the baby elephant on the third day. A fly stung the baby elephant on the third day. Why was the baby elephant happy with his new trunk? Why was the baby elephant happy with his new trunk? The baby elephant became happy with the trunk when he found that he could easily pluck fruits of the trees instead of waiting for them to fall. Yes, the baby elephant was happy because he didn't have to wait now for the fruits to fall. Yes, he could pluck them from the trees and eat. So the answer is the baby elephant became happy with the trunk when he found that he could easily pluck fruits of the trees instead of waiting for them to fall. Yes, understood? Okay, shall we go to the next question? Okay. What did the other elephants do on seeing the baby elephant's long trunk? What did the other elephants do? Yes, do you all know? Okay, so we'll see what the answer is. All the other elephants went to the crocodile to get new trunks like him. All the other elephants went to the crocodile to get new trunks like him. Okay, children, have you all understood? Yes? Okay. Now, after this, I have a fun activity for you. Okay? Children, you're going to practice reading this lesson. Notes will be given. Whatever notes are there, you have to write down in your notebook. There is a worksheet in the link given below. You have to do the worksheet, solve the worksheet, and submit it. So much of studying. So let us have some fun. Okay? So there is a fun activity for you here. You have to draw. Love drawing. Yes, enjoy drawing. Now you have to draw pictures of any two animals. Okay? Any two animals which can be identified by their special characteristic. It's okay if you're drawing, if your animal is not perfect, but your drawing should show the special characteristic of that particular animal. So I have given any two. If you want to draw more also, you all can draw. For example, elephant. What is the special characteristic of an elephant? An elephant has a long trunk, right? So the trunk must be visible in the picture. The same way zebra. What's the characteristic of zebra? Yes, zebra has black and white stripes. You can identify a zebra because of its black, and giraffe because of its neck and brown spots. Yes, you can identify a giraffe because of its long neck and brown spots. Okay, so any two animals, any other animal that you wish to draw, but that animal which you can identify because of its special characteristic, you're going to draw that and color it. Okay, children, so have fun, draw, enjoy, at the same time complete your notes also. Okay, bye.